Hello everyone, and welcome to 10-Minute Minis. I'm Jeff Kleiber with Ferguson Enterprises. In this series, we'll cover a broad range of topics from proper tool usage to installation best practices to a look at Ferguson's value-added services. We hope you find this valuable, and to all of our customers, we thank you for your business.
Hey, good afternoon, y'all. I'm Trey Steigelman with Ferguson Enterprise. I want to take you through this Widos polypropylene fusion machine this afternoon, talking about how we're going to go through the process on here of welding NUPI PPRCT with this tool. First of all, just to walk you through this machine, here's our carriage. It's going to hold our pipe. The tool we're using today to do this is a Widos 4400. It is a 6-inch and down machine. Our controller for the hydraulic portion of this is the HPU. As you get larger machines through the Widos offering, this is going to be the same controller you're going to use. Your carriage, your heater, and your facer are going to get larger in sizes as you use larger diameter pipe. On this machine, the 4400, we are using just a hand crank to hold down the pipe in the mobile side of the carriage, and on the fixed side. As you get up into the larger sizes, you're going to have nuts on top of the tool and on the bottom of it. When you're tightening it down, the tool will come with this tool here that you actually put on to tighten that nut. You want to keep about the same amount of thread count on the top of this carriage as you do on the bottom. If you get it uneven, you'll be putting force on this jaw that you don't want to, okay? So just try to keep the same thread count on the top, across the top, and across the bottom as you tighten down on your piping. Next part, we're going to move over in here how this tool actually operates. So like other fusion tools, we have to find our drag, right? So our welding process is going to be our fusion pressure, and it's going to be our heating pressure. But to get there, we have to find the drag, which is the force it takes to move whatever we have in the mobile side of this pipe in the carriage to get this carriage initially moving. So I come over here to the Widos controller. I'm going to put it in a closed. I'm going to dial this dial back. So now we're going to come over to our HPU and we're going to find out how to find our measured drag to move this piece of pipe in the mobile side of the carriage. I'm going to take my lever, I'm going to put it in a closed position, and I'm going to add pressure until I see this carriage move. Then I'm going to back it down till it doesn't move any longer, till it stops. We end up with 4 bar. So it takes me 4 bar to move whatever I have in the mobile side. I come back to my catalog, and for 6-inch SDR17, my adjustment pressure that I start with is 18 bar. So I'm going to take 18 bar plus 4, I'm going to come up with 22. I put my lever in a closed position and I add pressure on the gauge till it goes to 22. Now I have my fusion pressure loaded in the machine at 22 bar. And I know my heating pressure is going to be 4 bar. It's when I go to my heat soak. So I'm going to open up. I'm going to come over. I'm going to pick my facer up. I'm going to load it in the machine. And I'm going to go and turn it on until I get 2 complete ribbons all the way around, or until I face down to my mark where I need to know where I need to make my weld. The on switch is on the end. When we're facing with this tool, our drag was 4 bar. We don't want to go over 10 bar over drag. So we want to be at max around 14, 15 bar putting pressure on facing this. If you go up much more than that, it's a chain driven facer and you're going to end up putting too much stress on that chain in the motor. Wait till it stops turning. Another interesting thing to note about all of these Widos spacers, there is a dead man switch at the bottom here. There will be times when you engage this and it doesn't get on your arm, control arm here. If it is not locked in on that arm, it won't turn on. Okay, so if you go down and make sure that that's seated all the way so you can get the facer to turn. Want to be safe, I'm going to take all my shavings out. I'm going to come over. I'm going to need to clean the ends of my pipe. Always use a white, lint-free paper towel, guys. Now I want to come over here, I'm going to run it together. I want to check my high-low. My high-low looks good. I have no visible gaps. We're going to check our heater on our heater plate here. We want to be at 410 plus or minus 18, up or down. We're going to check a couple points on the face of our heater. All right, we're good. We want to go take a white lint-free paper cloth, just plain, no alcohol on it. We're going to clean the face of our iron, just make sure, hey, it's on a dirty job site. We want to make sure we don't get any dirt or anything inside our weld. Now we're going to set our iron inside of our carriage between the faces of our two clean pipe. We're going to close it. Watch the gauge go all the way up to our pressure. Hold it for 5 seconds. Let off. So now we're locked in. We've set the accumulator on here at the high pressure we need to get to initiate our bead. There's no time for this. This is purely visual. We want to be 1 millimeter of pipe bead off the face of the pipe. Not from the side, but off the face. Once we get our bead, we're going to go back over to the carriage, release the pressure off to go to heat soak, and it's going to heat soak for 1 minute 47 seconds. This is going to change, guys, like you know, based on pipe diameter and SDR of the pipe. All right, so we have our 1 millimeter bead on our pipe side and our fitting side. I'm going to come back over here to the HPU. I'm going to hook my thumb around the body of it and go back to open until I feel and see the pressure release off of the HPU. I've dropped down to 0 on my gauge, and now I'm starting my time soak for 1 minute and 47 seconds. 2, 3. Once we get to it, we're going to open. We have a changeover time in our book here of 7 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and open. I'm going to pop out my heater, hold in my hand, and close, and watch the pressure build back on the HPU. Once I'm there, hold for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release and start my cool time.